YouTube, what's going on? Rudy P coming back with another one. Let's get it. You know I gotta keep the fire coming. Let's keep it rolling. Today I'm gonna talk about the fact that you may have an entrepreneurship mindset, but still working a job. Yeah, you could have an entrepreneurship mindset, could truly be an entrepreneur at heart, but still working a job. And there's nothing wrong with working a job. That's how we gotta provide. That's how we gotta put food on the table. We all gotta, work a job in some way, shape, or form. But you could be working a 9 to 5, but really entrepreneur at heart. Really have that entrepreneurship mindset, but you kind of selling yourself short. And I'm gonna give you some signs today that you truly have that mindset, but you kind of just selling yourself short and you don't know your true value. And let's be clear, in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to be very independent, you have to be fearless, you have to be resilient. Those are the 3 qualities, in order to be an entrepreneur. So let's get that clear before I even get into the video. Have to be very independent, have to be fearless, and you have to be resilient. You have to have those 3 qualities in order to be an entrepreneur or have an entrepreneurship mindset. But that's before I even, get started with the video. But you could have that mindset, truly have that mindset, but you're selling yourself short. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. So lock in. It's gonna be a great one. Lock in. Before I start the video, please subscribe to this, subscribe to the channel so you can content like this, content about life and various topics. Let's get it. Yeah, you have an entrepreneurship mindset, still working a job. Nothing wrong with working a job, but like I said, you gotta know your true value. Could be selling yourself short. The first sign, that you're truly an entrepreneur at heart. You're very independent. Very independent. You rarely call your friends, your family for help. You figure out a way. Even if it takes you hours, days, whatever the case may be, you figure it out. That's the first sign that you could truly be an entrepreneur at heart. Have an entrepreneurship mindset. Very independent. Because in order to be an entrepreneur, it's gonna have people by your side. It's not for everybody. It's a very small percent of people out here that are entrepreneurs. So everybody can't do it. Everybody's not cut out, to be an entrepreneur. So that's the first sign. You're very independent. Very, very rarely call your friends, your family for help. You figure out a way. Even if it takes you days, hours, months, years, whatever the case may be, you figure out a way. Very independent. That's the first sign. Second sign, you're a very hard worker. Very hard worker. And why do I say this? What does being a very hard worker have to do with being an entrepreneur? Because if you work hard at your job that's working, pretty much, providing for someone else, because they get the bigger pie, whatever company, whatever business you work for. So if you bust your ass for them, imagine what you would do for yourself. Think about that. If you will bust your ass for someone else, you still busting your ass for yourself, but in the big picture, you're busting your ass for someone else because they get the bigger piece of the pie. Just imagine how hard you will work for yourself. Woo-hoo. Think about that. Think about how much success you will have if you actually work, put that time and effort into yourself. So if you're a very hard worker, that could be a sign you're cut out to be an entrepreneur, because if you were to put that effort into yourself, sky's the limit. So that's the second sign. You're a very hard worker, because if you'll work hard for someone else and go hard for someone else, you're still going hard for yourself because you get paid and things like that. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, they get the bigger piece of the pie, whoever you're working for. So just imagine what the piece of the pie would look like if you were able to cut the slices. Think about that. But yeah, you work very hard. That's the second sign. You could, be an entrepreneur at heart, have an entrepreneurship mindset. That's the second sign. The third sign, you don't care about losing your job. Why is this so deep? And why did I say this? You don't care about losing your job. Because when you decide that you want to be an entrepreneur, or you have an entrepreneurship mindset, you build up this fearless attitude. Like you don't care anymore. Like if you were to get fired at your job, you will figure something out the next day. You know why you feel like that? Because you believe in yourself. You've been doing something that made you believe in yourself. You don't care about losing your job because you know you will figure it out. You will figure it out. And that's a strong sign right there. That's the third sign. You don't care about losing your job because you know you'll figure it out. You could be independent if you have to be. So that's the third sign. You don't care about losing your job because you know you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna handle whatever life throw at you. And as an entrepreneur, you gotta have that mindset because shit fluctuates, shit go up and down. One week you feel like everybody love you, your sales could be doing great. Next week ain't nobody fucking with you. You ain't got shit. So shit fluctuates. So you gotta have thick skin. Gotta have thick skin. So number 3, you don't care about losing your job. You're fearless. Number 4, you're resilient. You're resilient. This is the biggest factor with being an entrepreneur. You have to be resilient. Just like I said with sales, that's just an example. If you're in like sales and you do your own sales. If you're not having a good week, you can't go into a shell or you can't get all sad. You got to be resilient. You got to bounce back like, all right, I had a shitty week this week, but I'm about to double up next week. You got to have that type of mindset. You got to be resilient. Like, you got to bounce back. Period. Or like with YouTube, I just use YouTube as an example. Say I'm not getting the feedback that I want or getting the views that I want. I can't say, oh, I ain't have a good week this week. Let me just chill out. They ain't fucking with me. No, you got to go even harder. Now I got to put out even more videos. I got to dig deeper. I got to get deeper in my bag now. I got to be resilient. I can't go into a shell. I can't be like, damn, they ain't fucking with me. Or shit, my shit ain't popping this week. No, I'm going to make that shit pop. Flat out. So you got to be resilient. Like, if I have a slow week, I'm going to come harder the next week. Double, triple harder. So you got to be resilient. Those are signs right there. You have an entrepreneurship mindset. You could be an entrepreneur at heart. You know, selling yourself short. Selling yourself short. What was number 1? Very independent. Very independent. Hard worker. Number 2, you put in that work for someone else, you will definitely put in that work for yourself. Number 3, you don't care about losing that job because you know you're going to bounce back the very next day, the very next week, however long it takes, you're going to bounce back. You don't care about losing that job because you know you truly believe in yourself. You know you truly should be doing shit for yourself anyway. That's number 3. Number 4, you resilient. You're going to bounce back. You don't care about a shitty week. You're going to come extra hard the next week. That's how I come. That's how I play. That's how I think. Shit, I have a slow week. That's what I needed because that means I wasn't on my shit. Let me really get in my bag now. So yeah, entrepreneurship mindset and selling yourself short. Could have an entrepreneurship mindset and selling yourself short. So let me know what y'all think. We out in the sun finally coming out. So we out here. I love it. Let me know what y'all think. Comment, like, subscribe. Drop something down in the comments. Best way you can help is share the video. Hit that bell icon. These videos coming so rapid, so consistent. You will miss one. I had to knock another one out. That's what I do. Pow, pow, pow. Let's get it.